At the National Trial Arena Management and Control Center, several guards lay motionless on the floor. The surveillance team discovered something alarming: the murderer wasn't captured on any footage. Someone had tampered with the system, repairing the live broadcast and supervisor room images to erase any trace of the attack. In another part of the control center, a group of officials stood over the bodies. A subordinate hesitated before speaking, asking Lin, the man in charge, if they should report the incident. But Lin, adjusting his sunglasses, firmly denied it. "We'll handle this ourselves," he declared. "If this leaks out, it will cause too much trouble." His subordinate, still uneasy, nodded reluctantly. Someone had gone to great lengths to cover their tracks, and Lin intended to find out who. Lin's expression darkened as he pieced together the truth. The recent war surveillance wasn't just a random occurrence, it was orchestrated by the Morgan family. Meanwhile, in the secret realm of the trial of the nation volcano, the battle for survival was intensifying. At this stage, there was only one way forward: hunting others was the only way to survive. Elsewhere, Lu Fang checked his device, scanning through the digital interface. His eyes narrowed as he recognized something on the screen. Lu Fang scanned the map, his eyes narrowing as he spotted a familiar icon: Southland Yasenglai. Someone was already there, and it didn't take long for him to realize who. His old rival was waiting. Standing atop his massive beast companion, Lu Fang smirked. "Let's land first. It's time to meet an old friend," he muttered. The skies burned with the crimson glow of the volcanic realm as a massive dragon soared across the battlefield. Lu Fang's dragon landed with a powerful impact, scattering molten debris across the battlefield. He surveyed his surroundings, finding it strange that no one was in sight. As he continued looking, someone hiding behind a rock cautiously peeked out. Recognizing Lu Fang, they hesitated, unable to believe he was really here. The man saw Lu Fang. He was overjoyed, calling out to him and admitting he had been terrified. But instead of facing danger, he was lucky to have encountered Lu Fang, who not only spared him but also encouraged him. Lu Fang acknowledging the man's survival. Checking his status, he noticed the ranking Nenguo Yasenglai, level 49 Water Ripple Swordsman, with barely over 150,000 points. His low standing made Lu Fang question how he had lasted this long. Watching the man's cheerful attitude despite being in such a critical situation, Lu Fang couldn't help but wonder how could someone still be smiling at this stage of the game. Lu Fang's expression turned serious as he looked at Yasenglai. He made it clear at this stage of the game, there was no room for peace. The only way forward was through battle. Sensing hidden threats, Lu Fang activated his Black Dragon's Perception, a skill that exposed enemies in stealth or camouflage. A sudden shift in the air confirmed his suspicion Xiaoi was nearby. Before he could react, Yasenglai was struck by an unseen force, crying out in pain. Before Yasenglai could react, flames erupted around him as a monstrous creature emerged. Its massive claws reached out, ensnaring him in an instant. He struggled, screaming for help, but the burning beast showed no mercy. Lu Fang observed the creature, recognizing its origins. Kim Sung Han's summoned beast. What caught his attention even more was its unique trait, the Holy Mountain Puppet affix. This was no ordinary summon, meaning his opponent had a dangerous advantage. With a sharp glow in his eyes, Lu Fang prepared to counter the threat. Lu Fang's Black Dragon launched a devastating attack, diving straight at the fiery beast. The impact sent a shockwave across the battlefield as flames and energy clashed violently. Meanwhile, Yasenglai was still trapped, his body engulfed in burning chains. He desperately cried for help, but his fate was sealed. A notification appeared in the system: Nenguo Yasenglai's death was confirmed. The battlefield had claimed yet another victim, reducing the number of remaining contenders. As the flames settled, two figures emerged from the shadows, standing confidently before Lu Fang. One of them smirked, casually remarking that he had accidentally stolen Lu Fang's points and hoped he wouldn't mind. But their intentions were clear: they were after all of his points. Facing them, Lu Fang recognized these opponents: Jin Chenghen and Musashi, both bearing the Holy Mountain Slave title with hidden combat occupations. Observing the situation, Lu Fang quickly realized the truth: they had allied themselves with Charles, the one orchestrating his downfall. This wasn't just a random confrontation. A warning flash to Hunter had been encountered. Lu Fang's enemies stood confidently before him, their power undeniable. One of them laughed, acknowledging that both sides clearly understood the strength they wielded. Then, Charles Saint Chenu stepped forward. As a level 63 clergyman with a hidden combat occupation, he exuded confidence. Smiling, he declared that he would offer Lu Fang a chance before ending him. Meanwhile, Lu Fang's eyes sharpened as he analyzed the situation. He recognized the essence of the Holy Mountain, a power eerily similar to the essence of fallen corpses. It became clear this essence had been used to transform Jin Chenghen and Musashi Tian, granting them their newfound strength. Charles and his allies attempted to recruit Lu Fang, offering a truce if he joined them. But Lu Fang dismissed the idea without hesitation. His rejection angered Charles' subordinates, who accused him of arrogance. But Lu Fang remained unfazed, pointing out that even with their newfound power, they would only be on par with his dragon summons, not him. Charles' expression darkened. The negotiations had failed, and it was now clear a fight was inevitable. Charles smirked, looking at Jin Chenghen and Musashi Tian, reminding them of their past defeat. Now, with their new power, he urged them to take their revenge against Lu Fang. Without hesitation, Musashi Tian charged forward, his summoned beast roaring with fury. He was filled with resentment, demanding that Lu Fang repay him for all the humiliation he had suffered. Musashi launching a devastating attack. Flames and energy clashed as Lu Fang prepared to counter. Lu Fang's energy surged as he launched himself into battle. He couldn't believe his opponents had willingly become slaves to the ancient gods, abandoning their dignity for borrowed power. With his blade radiating a fiery glow, he descended with full force, aiming a devastating strike at Musashi Tian. The warrior braced himself, crossing his weapons as multiple energy slashes rained down upon him. Musashi Tian's aura intensified as he activated the Prajna Ghost Mask, transforming into a resentful Prajna. His power surged, making each attack deadlier the more damage he took. With a twisted grin, he offered Lu Fang a final choice: submit and become a holy mountain slave, or die. At the same time, Charles raised a golden crystal, its energy radiating ominously. He made his intentions clear: if Lu Fang refused, he would be forcibly transformed into a holy mountain puppet, stripped of his free will. The ultimatum was set. But Lu Fang was not someone who would bow so easily. Lu Fang's eyes burned with defiance. He had fought and slain countless minions of the ancient gods in the far north, and now these so-called holy mountain slaves dared to threaten him. The thought was laughable. Calmly placing a hand on his chest, he observed their movements. His black dragon loomed behind him, radiating an intense aura. He made it clear no one was escaping this battlefield. Meanwhile, his enemies misinterpreted his composure. Musashi Tian scoffed, convinced that Lu Fang was cowering before their power. They believed the influence of the holy mountain had finally shaken him. Lu Fang's eyes burned with determination as he commanded Xiaoi to unleash its destructive dragon form. The battlefield trembled as his black dragon's energy surged, transforming into its ultimate state, Black Dragon River. A massive fiery orb formed in the dragon's mouth, radiating overwhelming destructive power. This was a force that none of his enemies would survive. One of his opponents sneered, confident they wouldn't be caught off guard. As Lu Fang charged in, they countered with a powerful lava flame attack, a skill that not only damaged enemies but also healed the user. Musashi Tian's eyes widened as he noticed Lu Fang vanishing from sight, his movements too fast to track. Before he could react, Lu Fang had already closed the distance. Musashi's summoned beast let out a desperate roar, but its struggle was in vain. Lu Fang descended like a reaper, slashing through the flames with unshakable precision. From a distance, Charles and his allies watched, confident that Lu Fang's end was near. They mocked his struggle, believing this would be the day he fell. Lu Fang descended with absolute confidence, dismissing his enemy's arrogance as mere noise. With a swift motion, he summoned Xiao Fei, his flying dragon king, which had evolved into a fallen corpse dragon due to absorbing the essence of fallen corpses. The sheer energy radiating from it shook the battlefield. A sinister grin spread across Lu Fang's face. His plan was clear: he would claim the lives of the Holy Mountain slaves and seize the Holy Mountain essence for himself.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.